What is going on? Thank you for tuning in and welcome to the video and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. This is the first video in 2022 that I'm making, and I thought it was only right to make a video about New Year's resolutions and how you can have the most successful 2022 possible and make it the most fit year of your life. Now, this video is going to be a little different. It's going to be a one-cut video. I'm not going to edit it. I'm just going to kind of talk a little bit about what I'm thinking and what I've observed around the New Year time, year after year. I've been coaching people now for 9 or 10 years, and I've observed some things as to why I believe that most New Year's resolutions do end up failing. And I don't know what the exact stat is, but they say like 95% or something of fitness-based New Year's resolutions end up failing and not being completed, right? So I'm going to talk to you as to a little bit about why that is, and I've got 3 main reasons that I've observed that I think are the main contributors as to why that happens. So the first reason why most New Year's resolutions aren't successful is because people have unrealistic expectations for themselves once the new year hits. And the approaches that they decide to go with to get in shape, to lose weight, are so far removed from where they currently are in their life that there's no way they'd be able to stick to it. So what I mean by that is, I see this all the time. Someone who is working out every once in a while, throughout the year, maybe once a week or once every other week, and once the new year hits, they say, you know what, I'm going to work out 6 days a week now, and I'm going to do cardio after every workout. So not only have they doubled how many workouts they say they're going to do, but they've almost 10x'd it, right? They go from 1 workout every once in a while to 6 workouts a week plus cardio on top of that 6 times a week. Like, that's so far removed from where they're currently at in their habits and in their life and in their schedule that it just doesn't make any sense that they're going to be able to actually make that 180 transition in their life just because the calendar switched overnight, right? So a much better option would be to say commit to 3 workouts a week. If you work out once now, say I'll work out 3 times a week, and as long as I can prove that I'm consistent with that for maybe the first month, then maybe bump it up to 4 times a week or 5 times a week once you've proven that you can actually be consistent doing that. But to say, I'm going to go from almost nothing to the most amount of workouts possible overnight, it is a really difficult transition to make. That's an example that I like to use is like me, I'm not sure if I know how to swim. I haven't swam since I was like a little tiny kid, and I've avoided pools, I've avoided swimming as like my entire adult life. And that would be like me, instead of like taking baby steps, taking swimming lessons, learning how to swim, going in a pool, going in 4-foot deep water, like kind of, the logical process of actually understanding how to swim and doing it properly. That would be like me tomorrow just jumping into the Hudson River and saying, I'm going to swim across the Hudson River. It's like, well, I don't think that's going to turn out so great. I'll probably end up at the bottom of the Hudson River within 10 minutes, right? That's kind of the comparison here. People are trying to go from 0 to 100 overnight just because the calendar switched. So, and they're not only doing this with their workouts, but they're doing this with their nutrition as well. There are people who eat out 3, 4, 5 times a week. People who drink every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. People who are eating fast food every week, and now they say, all right, because it's January 1st, I'm going to eat 100% clean, right? I'm not going to gradually improve to eating healthy foods most of the time, 90 or 95% of the time, but they say, I'm never going to eat carbs again. I'm not going to eat any sugar in my diet. I'm not going to eat bread. I'm not going to eat pasta or pizza. They cut out carbs, they cut out sugars, they say I'm going to try to eat clean 100% of the time. And it's that 0 to 100 mindset, that all or nothing mindset that is not serving them. These are unrealistic, right? They're not going to be able to do that. They have unrealistic expectations for themselves, and of course, when they can't keep up with those things just a few weeks into it or a month into it, they feel like a failure, because naturally, when we say we're going to do something and then we don't follow through on it, that really hurts our confidence. That really takes a hit on our confidence and our pride, and we feel like embarrassed about it. We feel like we failed again. We feel like, we can't stick to something, and we're not a man of our word, right? But the truth is, they're just not setting themselves up to be successful. They're setting themselves up for failure and for disappointment, okay? So the second reason why New Year's resolutions most of the time do not succeed is because they have unrealistic expectations for their results as well. So number one was they have unrealistic expectations for themselves. Number two is they have unrealistic expectations for their results. Most people who have been overweight for a while or who have struggled with their weight think that they need to lose weight really fast to know that it's working, right? So because it's the new year, they expect to lose 10 pounds in the first week or 20 pounds in the month of January alone. And they don't realize that that's not how sustainable fat loss works. To lose about 1% of your body weight each week in body fat is what we're capable of and what is realistic. So 1% of your body weight, I don't care how much you weigh, you can't lose 10 pounds of body fat in 1 week unless you weigh 1,000 pounds. Scientifically, you cannot do that. You can lose 10 pounds of weight in a week, but guess what that weight is? Maybe 2 pounds of it is actual pure body fat, and the other 8 pounds is water weight, right? So people think they need to lose 10 pounds in a week, but that's not what's going to help them look better, and that's not what's going to help them sustainably keep that weight off, because guess what? Water weight, we lose and gain it all throughout the year. That's part of being a human being. You're going to lose and gain some water weight. A pound here, 2 pounds there, based on a million different factors, based on sodium levels, based on your workouts, based on your sleep, based on stress, based on a bunch of different things. So instead of trying to lose water weight, or instead of trying to lose weight as quickly as possible, just so that it's obvious that it's working, aim to lose less overall weight, but more consistently over time, right? So don't expect to lose 5 or 10 or 15 pounds every week, because that's not what sustainable fat loss is. And if your goal is to look better in the mirror, to fit better in your clothes, to actually have a better physique, we don't care about losing water weight. We care about losing body fat and keeping the muscle mass that we have. That's what's going to make you look better in the mirror, and that's what's going to make you look like you work out and look like you're someone who's more fit. So aim to lose about 1% of your body weight per week, which is like 1 pound a week, right? 1 or 2 pounds a week. That is what successful and long-term and consistent fat loss looks like. And that is going to be more likely if you do it that way. If you lose 1 or 2 pounds a week, almost every week for 6 months, that's a life-changing amount of weight, right? That's like 30 pounds that you've lost in 6 months. And because you've done it gradually, and because you've done it the right way, not using drastic approaches or quick fix approaches that lead to you losing a whole bunch of water weight at once, you're going to be way more likely to keep it off, right? I sometimes say that the slower you lose the weight, the more likely you are to actually keep it off. And I've had multiple guys in the last 2 years since the pandemic started lose a lot of weight, lose 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, 80 pounds. I've had people lose all these amounts of weight, and they've sustained it now. Speaking right now, January 6th, 2022, they've kept it off. And it's because they didn't lose it 20 pounds in 1 month and then 20 pounds the next month. They lost it about 1 to 2 pounds, 1 to 3 pounds per week for 6 months or for a year. And that is a life-changing amount of weight if you do it the right way and if you do it properly. But this is why people fall off their resolution. They expect quicker, faster results. They expect 10 pounds in a week, and when they don't see that, they get really discouraged and frustrated, and they think it's not working. Even if they lose 1 or 2 pounds, they think it's not working good enough, and they switch to something totally different. They program hop from one workout program to another diet, every week or every month because they think it's not working. When the truth is, if they were to just stay consistent with one program that is sustainable, they would see much more consistent and long-term progress. Okay? I hope that makes sense. The third and final reason why most New Year's resolutions around fitness and weight loss fail are because people are using quick fix approaches as their method, right? It's not their fault, right? If you've done this, we've probably all done this, where we've tried a quick fix approach that we're promised to see results very quickly, or we're doing this strategy in an effort to try to see results very quickly, like a juice cleanse. We do that because we want to lose a lot of weight very quickly, or a detox tea, right? A lot of them claim that they burn fat or you can lose a lot of weight quickly. Extremist approaches, right? Extremist diets like cutting out a whole food group. Carbs is the most popular food group to cut out, but that's an extremist approach. That's a radical approach, right? To say, I'm never eating carbs again. I'm not eating bread or pasta or rice. Because that's what's going to lead to yo-yo dieting and binging later on. It would be extremist to cut out any food group. To say, I'm never eating fat again. That would be wild. That would be a radical thing to do. To say, I'm never eating protein again. I'm eating, only fats and carbs, no protein. That would be a quick fix, a very drastic approach to take. To cut out any of the 3 food groups, proteins, carbs, and fats, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? So, these kind of quick fix, unsustainable approaches is what a lot of people do because, again, these are the things that promise fast results. And we've got to try to help people shift their mindset from trying to see results as quickly as possible with very minimal effort to doing things more sustainably. Eating a moderate amount of calories that still allows you to lose weight as opposed to eating 1,000 calories a day, right? You're not going to be able to sustain 1,000 calories a day for more than a few weeks. Okay, so if there's one last kind of piece of advice that I can give that you can take from this is take an approach that's different than what you did in previous years if it hasn't worked for you, right? If you're doing the same thing that you did last New Year's or the previous New Year's, it didn't work, right? Because you're in the same spot then, or you think you have to do it again. Even if you lost weight the first time, it didn't work because you're trying it again, right? Take an approach that is realistic for you to stick to so that you don't hurt your confidence and get discouraged in February or March when you can no longer do it. Find something that you feel confident you can be consistent with. So if that's tracking your calories or strength training 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, or eating, in a moderate calorie deficit, eating 2,000 calories a day to lose weight instead of 1,000 or 1,200 calories, find something that makes you feel good while you're doing it, not something that makes you feel like shit. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. I hope that makes sense. If you'd like my guidance and coaching and support every step of the way in 2022 to make your goals a reality and to do things the right way and sustainably, and find protocols that actually work with your life and work with your schedule, you can go below in the video, in the description of the video, and apply for my Modern Man coaching program if this kind of stuff resonates with you. But regardless of that, I hope this helped in some way. I hope this helped shift your mindset, or at least bring some things to your attention that will be helpful going into 2022 and improving your fitness this year. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.